You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hey, welcome to episode 141 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Shawn Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hey gang, it's Shawn back at you with another exciting episode, and I've got a special guest with a gurgly tummy. Who the hell are you?
I'm Tracy.
Who the hell's Tracy?
Well, how deep do you want me to go into that?
How deep can you go?
I'm just going to say that I'm your friend.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
We used to work together.
We used to work together at the post office.
They've heard me before.
Yes.
These listeners of yours.
The listeners have heard you before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Many times.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, so what are we going to talk about today, Tracy?
We are going to talk about success and how people measure that in our society.
That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. Okay. Where should we begin?
Well, the idea of this topic came from a previous episode of yours talking about money and how different people
right,
are
the money episode.
Successful and whatnot. So maybe we can talk about how we feel about our own success.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
All right.
You want to go first?
You want me to go first?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, do I feel successful?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because I'm 43 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I still have debt. I'm still paying off my house.
Okay.
I should be married for 20 years with 2 kids.
Oh.
A nice big house with a pool in the backyard.
All right.
On 20 acres of land with a house that has a wraparound deck, a sunken living room, and a stream flowing through my yard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have that.
No, nor do I, nor do 99% of the population.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to redefine success?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I have a good government job that I've been at for almost 13 years.
Okay.
What else? I've got a pension.
Yep.
I've got retirement goals.
Mm-hmm. You own a house.
The bank owns it, but I'm paying for it.
Right.
Yep. So, yes,
Yeah.
I'm on my way to owning my house.
Mm-hmm.
My car is paid for.
Yep, that's good.
It's 8 years old, and I need a new one soon, but it's paid for.
Yeah.
What else have I got? I've got 20 or 30 totes of toys that I've collected over the last 30 years.
Well, if that's what you want, then that is a good measure of your success.
That is what I wanted.
Okay.
Now I would kind of like to get rid of it all.
Okay. So this is maybe a good time to mention that our success and measure of it changes over time.
That is a good point you have there. Yes, because before I would define success as having a complete collection of an action figure line or all the statues that this company produced. And that's nearly impossible because unless you're going into debt and constantly searching eBay and the stores and online and yard sales and everything else to get all the things, and then you don't have room for it all. Like, all my stuff is in totes. I would need a second house to display all the crap that I have.
Wow. And that would be a lot of your life dedicated to doing that.
And before, that was important to me.
Okay.
Because I had to have more than the next person. I had to have the most toys.
Right.
And now I don't care anymore. And I look at all this stuff and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of cool stuff. But I've moved probably 15 times in the last 17 years that I've been here in Timmins. And it's a lot of things to move. From house to house to house to house to house.
Absolutely.
Or store it in a garage, or a shed, a basement, wherever.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of my stuff out, but not everything, because it's impossible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you still have a bunch of totes in your garage?
No, they're all in the basement.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to protect them from the elements. So they're
that
indoors.
makes sense.
And I've slowly been selling pieces off here and there.
Are you making any money?
A little bit.
That's good.
Probably not. I'll probably never make as much money as I spent on the things.
Oh, of course not. Yeah, that's how
So that's why I haven't.
retail works.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I haven't just gotten rid of all the crap. You know, like here it is. Give me $10 and you can have these 400 things. I'm like, no.
Does it hurt a little bit
to get rid of the things?
to not get that much money for them?
I can rationalize it by saying I've had this stuff and I've loved it for a while, so now it's time for somebody else to have it.
Oh, that's a good way of thinking.
But there's still stuff I'm collecting, you know, like
Okay.
my Starship of the Month club.
Okay, yep.
So this week I was supposed to get issues 60 and 61, and I did. I got issues 60 and 77.
Oh,
And so I had to email the company, and I said, something weird happened at the factory, at the warehouse, and I'm still missing back issues and several magazines, because the Starships are Star Trek ships,
okay.
and they come with a stand and a magazine.
Oh,
And I've been missing some issues, and some of the issues that I do get have not had magazines with them. So they're on...
there's an issue with
they're-
the company.
Yeah, it's weird. There's some weird stuff going on. So Zoe at Eagle Moss Facebook Starship customer support, and I have been emailing back and forth, and
Okay.
she's trying to get all
Trying
this
to get it
stuff.
all figured out.
But it's really weird, and the factory's messed up. So that's what I collect, and I did order a Stan Lee action figure from Marvel Legends because he died there a few years
Right.
ago, and it's Stan Lee, and I kind of
Yeah.
have to.
That makes sense.
But I've cut down so much on my collecting that it's crazy.
That's good though. I think, especially if that's not a goal of yours anymore.
It's no longer a goal to have all the things.
Good.
Like, I'm not going to get rid of all my stuff. Like, I've got some statues and some robot stuff and my starships.
Yeah.
But the 4 or 5 totes of action figures that are still in the cards, I don't need all that anymore. So, slowly get rid of it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to have an empty tote. So that's success.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah. I feel successful when I can empty a tote.
Yes, that's right. So
Cool.
that's important.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you successful?
I would say no.
Why?
So I'm on my second marriage, which is good, but not really how you plan things when you're 20 years old.
True. Is that when you
Yeah.
got married when you were 20?
I think I was 21, maybe. 21 or 22. I was young enough
Okay.
the first time. And anyhow, so that's kind of makes me feel not successful.
I can see that.
I have a good job, but I am only able to work 20 hours a week. So that makes me feel unsuccessful. I'm sorry, my tummy is really rumbling.
I don't think the microphone's
Oh,
picking
okay,
it up.
good. I feel bad about not being able to work full time
Why do you feel bad?
because that's what society expects of me.
Has society come to you and said that? Tracy, you need to be working 40 hours a week, or else we're going to be very disappointed in you.
No.
Has your
Nice.
husband said he's disappointed?
No.
Have your parents?
No.
Your friends?
No.
So it's you. You are society. You're expecting to do more than you can
I
do.
guess. Yeah.
How about you just be happy that you're able to work at all?
I am a lot of times.
Good. See, you can redefine
Yeah.
success.
Yeah, I am a lot of times because I have come a long way.
Yeah, you have.
And if listeners...
Remember episode 72.
Oh, how do you know that? Just offhand.
I know certain episode numbers.
Okay. So
'Cause
if
that was a big one.
If they want to go to episode 72, they can really hear about my story and that's kind of where I guess this would have started, this journey.
I think so.
So I've gone from working 2 days a week and then I increased the hours, and so that's all feels like success
Good.
for sure. Now in other parts of my life, I'm out of shape.
Are you?
Yep. So that makes me feel not successful or not good about myself.
Oh.
However, recently I've started yoga.
Oh.
And I have been doing it every morning for the last, about 31 or 32 days.
That's good.
And increase the amount of time that I do it for. I just follow a video on YouTube, and so that definitely feels like a win, like I'm successful in that area.
So you're making time out for yourself in the morning before you do anything else.
Definitely. Yeah, I do it first thing, and no matter what time I wake up, if I have to go to work, then I'm up at like 6 a.m. doing my yoga before I do anything else, or on the weekends it'll be a little bit later, but yeah, so that's definitely something I feel good about. However, if you think about what society expects of you on a really big scale, it is the adults should work full time, adults should have a home, adults should own a car, adults should go on vacation, and all these things, and that's a good measure of success.
It is, like the typical American dream type thing.
Yeah, and I think that that's unfair.
It is unfair. But you know what isn't unfair?
What?
Listening to other podcasts here on the ESO network.
Definitely a good thing.
Such as this podcast right here that we're going to play a promo for.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the comedy stylings of Hugh for the Board Collective. When I was part of the Board Collective, my board wife was so fat, when she sat around the collective, she sat around the collective. The Monster Sci-Fi Show is part of the ESO network. It's sci-fi from a certain point of view.
Isn't that awesome?
Was fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a good measurement of success. Are you listening to podcasts on a regular basis for your mental health or for your listening pleasure?
Yeah.
Such as that podcast that we just played a promo for?
Yeah.
The Soul Forge.
Yes.
It's your best source for living your best life.
Absolutely.
At least I try to make it that way.
You're doing good.
Is the podcast successful? No. It's not nearly as successful as I would like.
Well, what's your measure of success?
Download numbers and feedback.
Okay.
And I get very little feedback. And the download numbers are not as much as I would like. I would like 10,000 downloads per episode.
Wow.
I get between 50 and 75.
It's
better than nothing.
Very different number.
It is a very different number. But from time to time, I do get feedback. And people appreciate that I bring up topics that people are uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
And your story in episode 72, we got feedback from that, and
Yeah.
people were very happy that you were able to share that. So that's success right there.
True.
Even if we reach 1 or 2 people.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
I don't have sponsors, so I can't do this as a full-time job, like some people can, but I'm not Mark Maron either, so.
No, I think a lot of people that do this full-time have some sort of Hollywood connection.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Or they're doing a true crime podcast, which is the most popular genre.
Yes.
And I don't care about that stuff.
I know you don't.
So
And that's my favorite.
it is your favorite. I know. And then, of course, my other podcast, Rusted Robot.
Yep.
It's been going for just over 6 years. And it used to have hundreds of downloads per episode.
Yep.
And now it's around 100, give or take. 20. Yeah. So not as successful as I would like, but I enjoy it. And it's my hobby, and I love it.
Yeah.
So I don't really do it for the download numbers. I would just like more.
Yeah.
But
As long as you enjoy it.
I love it.
Good.
I would do it for free.
Yeah, you do it for free.
Oh, yeah, I do it for free. That's right. So, yes. So I'm successful
Yes.
in my own head.
Yeah.
And people seem to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I guess success can be seen in different levels in different parts of the world.
Yes.
And we all have different role models, I would assume.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like, for instance, I've often kind of based or judged my level of success on my friend Renee.
Right.
Which is a totally unrealistic expectation for me, because he's married. He's been married for, I don't know, at least 15 years.
Okay.
And successful. They've got 3 kids. She's a higher up in the school board. He's a computer guy, technician type thing. I'm not even quite sure what he does exactly, because it's computer stuff. They go on vacation every year to Disney. I've never been to Disney. They just got back from Mexico. I've never been to Mexico. I've never been anywhere. They've got a nice big house, and they have some new cars, and I'm like, that's what I want.
Right.
So I've always been, I don't know, jealous is the right word, maybe envious, or whatever. So there's that. I look at them, but he's freaking tired all the time. He's running around with the kids going to hockey and swimming and this, that, and the other thing. And he's out of town right now at some hockey tournament, and he never has any time for himself.
So, would you want to do all that extra stuff?
Now, that sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
You know?
So maybe it's not your ideal.
I guess not. No.
There's like give and take for certain things, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think of people that I would have looked up to in a measure of success. But to be honest, I think I've really had to turn that off
Yeah.
over the last few years, because comparing myself to anybody else is so...
Detrimental
Yeah.
to your mental health.
Absolutely. Like,
You have to live your own life.
yeah, the minute I'm like, oh, look at what this person's doing, or, oh, this person went on vacation, and how can they afford it when I can't afford it, and stuff like that. So I really don't... I look to myself for my own measurement. And am I getting better at something every day?
Yeah, you are.
So, yeah, exactly. So that's a better way to judge things for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it should be that way for a lot of people. You have no idea what somebody else's life is actually like.
No.
Like, on the outside, Renee's life seems pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But there's all those inside parts too, right? He's always running around. You think he's exhausted all the time. Plus, whatever happens in the house with 3 kids and a wife, I have 3 kids and a stepson. So that's a really busy life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's not for you,
No.
right?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Because I was married.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 3 stepkids,
Mm-hmm.
plus my own.
Mm-hmm.
And that was nice for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't into any sports or anything, so it wasn't exhausting. I didn't have to go run,
Right.
and run. but you know, it
Yeah.
was, and then it all fell apart, and that's episode 62 or 68 or something, but whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Doesn't matter. I'm over it.
Good.
I was telling you about that before we started recording.
You were.
There was the, what was that song by Sean Hook? The Sound of Your Heart or something.
yeah.
And that was the soundtrack of my breakup to the marriage, and it was playing on the radio the other day at work, and I was actually dancing along to it, and it didn't affect me anymore.
Nice.
And I'm like, huh.
That's a good measure of success
That is-
right there.
Yeah, getting over the loss of my marriage, which I
Yeah.
didn't think I'd ever be able to do.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought there'd be a part of me that was like, oh, you know, and
Yeah.
I think I'm okay now.
Fantastic.
Truly.
That's major.
It's really freaking nice, because that was a weight around my neck for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
Life
I'm
is,
happy for you.
thank you, life is coming along.
Good.
It's because I decided to let the universe direct the flow for
Right.
a bit, and stop
Yes.
trying to be in control of everything and make things happen before their time.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's good.
That's very important
It is.
to happiness and
I think so.
success.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, like we said, success varies around the world.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't speak for anybody in a third world country what their level of success is. Whew, I didn't have to walk 2 miles to get water today. My brother did it, or you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
I got to rest today. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I'm just making something up because I don't know.
No,
But-
but I know what you're saying, and it could be the complete opposite of somebody who has a lot of money. Their measure of success might be going to get their nails done or working 14 hours to get that money, right?
That's
so
exactly it.
it's so different
Yeah.
around the world and person to person.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear somebody complain about something and then you say, "Ha, first world problems."
Yeah.
You know, because they'll complain about a hangnail or whatever. They couldn't get the extra ticket to the ball game or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows what it was, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to put things in perspective because the world is so different from place to place.
Absolutely.
So-
Focus on yourself
Exactly.
and your own successes.
Yeah, because really you shouldn't compare yourself to anybody.
No.
Because we're all unique.
Oh, for sure.
We're all snowflakes. Hey, snowflake? Isn't that the insult? Something like that.
Oh, I'm a snowflake. Or just a flake. I don't know.
Something. Yeah. That's right.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
So are we successful?
definitely.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
It's all a work in progress.
definitely a work in progress for everybody. And every day is different too, right? One is a success for one day is different from another. When I was really doing terribly and spent most of my time in bed, getting up out of the bed, having a shower, and staying out of bed for a little while was a big deal.
That was a win.
absolutely.
Right.
So, and then the next day, maybe I couldn't do that. So, it's...
Two steps forward, one step back, and you keep going and keep trying. And you just got to just keep moving forward. That's what I always say. Keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Like when I'm delivering the mail, I started a new route this past week.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. I did 34,000 steps on one of the days.
That's a lot.
That's way more. That's like 5,000 or 6,000 more than I'm used to. And it's a new route, and it's less calls that I have to go to, but the driveways are longer. And everybody says, "Oh, Shawn, you're on a gravy route now." It doesn't feel like a gravy route. It's exhausting.
I think it will once the snow starts to melt.
Yes. And it's new to me, so I'm not used to it.
And you get your groove kind of thing.
That's right.
A long, long time ago, when I used to work for the post office, I did that route for a couple weeks when the normal person was off, and I really liked it. Because there's not a whole lot of stairs.
There's not a lot of stairs.
And it's like nice yards, so you're not dealing with the... you were saying on a podcast how there's lots of gates and, dogs, and I remember too, like, you'd walk into a yard and there'd be dog
poop everywhere.
Shit, and you could smell the urine, and
that was my last route.
You don't get any of that there.
This is the more affluent neighborhood that I'm in now. So
yeah, it's nice.
It is. So I'll get used to it. It'll just take me a few weeks until I have my flow.
Yes.
So.
For sure.
So success, moving up in the world.
Absolutely.
Getting a better route.
Moving along.
That's right. So yeah, that's how we define success here on the Soul Forge podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Way to go.
High five. Anything else we should discuss about success?
Not that I can think of.
No, I think we've covered it.
I would like to talk about, you and I were looking at a bunch of books upstairs earlier, and we'd like to do a book review.
Yes, because I've been talking.
On the podcast.
I've been threatening to do one.
You have.
For weeks now.
Yeah, so I'm pushing you into it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what book are we going to read?
We're going to read Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yes.
Because I read it, and I've talked about it briefly on several episodes.
Yep.
I think our listeners need to go ahead and listen to it. Send us...
Yeah, listen to it on... If you listen to...
Audible?
Audible, thank you. Or grab a copy, borrow a copy, go to the library, read it, and then maybe in 2-3 episodes... We'll set a date after we'll talk about it, but and then we'll talk about it then, and listeners can
send feedback,
send questions.
soulforgepodcast@gmail.com
or on Facebook.
Yes, just go to the Soul Forge Podcast Facebook page. Don't go to Twitter because I don't use that anymore. Okay. I need like a social media secretary because it's exhausting doing all the things.
Okay, all right.
That would be successful if I could get a social media secretary to do all the promotion and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Would. Definitely would.
Yeah, but who has time for that? I have a full-time job.
I have a part-time job, and I'm not doing it.
Right. So there you go. So from time to time, I'll pop up on Twitter.
Okay.
And the episodes get automatically uploaded to Twitter to say there's a new one. But just other stuff, I don't do too much.
So stick to email or on Facebook.
That's
and
right.
We would love questions or
even thoughts.
Thoughts that we can discuss about the book or whatever.
It's hilarious. First of all, it's a hilarious book.
Yes.
There's lots of swears in it.
Yeah.
He's blunt. He tells it like it is. It's that orange book that you've been seeing at the bookstore that you're like, I should really get that book, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yep. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it, and we'll in a month or so we'll do an episode about it.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I think so too. So until next time, listeners, thanks for coming by and listening to us ramble about success and other things. But until next time, have a great day. And remember, you're literally doing your fucking best. And if no one is proud of you, be proud of yourself. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Soul Forge Podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you'll tune in again next time. Remember that you can visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links. And don't forget to share the show with everyone you know. The Soul Forge Podcast is your best source for living your best life.
Think about it.
Hey, Jake, that was a hell of a game. A hell of a game.
Gave up 10 runs.
They're Vulcans. If they were humans, you'd have held them to just 2 or 3.
You can put it that way.
Yes. Now, pardon me. I owe you an apology.
No. Unless you really want to.
I'm sorry.
Apology accepted.
If you have some time one day, maybe you can teach me how to bunt.
Sure. What's a bunt?
Oh. That's my dad.
I fail to see why you are celebrating. Ferenghi's bunt was an accident, and you still lost the game.
You are absolutely right. And I couldn't be happier. Quark! A round of drinks for the house on my tab.
I'm way ahead of you, Captain.
You are attempting to manufacture a triumph where none exists.
I'd say he succeeded.
To manufactured triumph.
Manufactured triumph. Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
This is a typical human reaction based on emotionalism and illogic.
Did I hear irritation in that voice?
Certainly not.
That sounded positively defensive to me.
With a hint of anger.
And just a touch of jealousy.
And a lot of bitterness. Are you always this emotional?
I refuse to engage in this human game of taunting.
Human? Did I forget to wear my spots today?
All that intelligence, and he still doesn't know what a human looks like.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.